Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here with the post-game reaction to the Oilers' 4-3 overtime loss to the Toronto Maple Leafs. As of the recording of this video, I am scheduled to be on a flight to Montreal in about 6 hours, but I did want to get this out before I fly out because there was a few things that happened in this game that I do want to discuss. I got home from work pretty late. I missed the whole game, so the things I'm going to talk about are from what I've seen on highlights. I did kind of watch a condensed version of this game, and there's a few players I want to talk about, a few moments in this game I want to talk about, and just the team in general. Number one, let's not overreact here. All right. There's a lot of people mad at Bouchard. There's a lot of people mad at Stuart Skinner. There's a lot of people mad that they blew another third period lead. But in my opinion, this game was lost when the Oilers did not score on their 5-minute power play. So we're going to get into that as well. If you end up enjoying this post-game reaction video, make sure to hit that like button. And if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are not yet subscribed. Your support goes a long way, and I truly appreciate it. So we're also going to go over some of the goals as well with the NHL Edge visual tracker thing that they have, the goal visualizer on NHL.com. But in general, I thought the Oilers, again, from what I saw, they played good enough to win. Obviously, they're not getting saves right now. Heading into the season, I had my bold predictions for the Edmonton Oilers. I hit my mic arm. I'm sorry. I had a bold predictions video, and one of them was Stuart Skinner would be a top 5 goalie in the NHL, and he would be a Vezina finalist. Well, obviously, maybe I cursed him, but Stuart Skinner, it's quite obvious he's not playing good enough right now. Pretty much all 3 great chances that Toronto had ended up in the back of the net, and that's super frustrating because other teams' goalies make saves. Stolarz was making saves for Toronto, and it seems like Edmonton, any goalie they go up against is making big saves. The Oilers, listen, in a hockey game, you're going to make mistakes. Evan Bouchard on the 3-2 goal, on the 2-2 goal, that's a mistake. He throws the puck up the middle, should have never went up the middle, but you want your goalie to, make a save, right? Back him up. Mistakes are going to happen. That's where you need your goaltender to step up and support the players in front of him and make a save, and then give a little butt tap to Bouchard after and be like, hey, I got you, man. And then Bouchard can go to the bench. He'll get a talking to from Paul Coffey. No big deal. However, these pucks keep going in the back of the net anytime any little mistake is made. And when it's a major mistake, it's even worse because they're going to score. The 3-2 goal was on Skinner for sure. Listen, Bouchard, his effort level on the back check didn't look good, but I think he thought Stuart Skinner was coming out of his crease to play it. Stuart Skinner looked like he kind of wanted to come out and play it, and then he backtracked, and then Skinner, his movement in the crease is so bad. Like, he has no lateral movement, and he has no proper, I don't even know what to call it, pivot movement. So he came out of his crease really far, and then by the time he reacted late to getting back into position, McMahon made a great move on him. Bobby McMahon has speed too. Holy smokes. He blew by Ekholm and Bouchard up the middle to get to that breakaway. And it was unfortunate too because McDavid was trying to cycle it around. I think it went off of Nugent Hopkins' body into the middle of the ice, and then it went by Bouchard at the blue line. But we're going to take a look at a couple of these goals on the visualizer in just a minute. But then the overtime goal, again, it's a low blocker shot from Mitch Marner. You want a save there. Stuart Skinner didn't even look like he was properly set for the shot, and he didn't even get a piece of it. It's nowhere near good enough. And I'm trying to be lenient. And I'm not trying to feed into this, angry mob. Everyone's got the pitchforks out right now. Do the Oilers need an upgrade in goal? Yes. Do they need Stuart Skinner to play better? Also, yes. Do you want him to make a save just once? Just one save? Yes. Even if it's a high danger chance, even if it's a breakaway, I don't care. Absolutely. But you don't lose the game on these individual plays. It is several breakdowns, and I think Chris Knobloch said it as well in the post-game interview that he did. Just mental errors. There's just mental lapses in judgment happening all over the ice. And for a third straight game, the Oilers do not close it out. They have a third period lead, and they have to find a way to dig in and get to overtime. At least they got a point, and the Oilers are 9-4-2 in their last, 15 games. So that's a good thing. This is still a positive. This is why I don't want to overreact. They are 9-4-2 in their last 15 games, and they obviously played a game good enough where they probably should have won. But I do want to talk about Ryan Reaves real quick before we get into the goal visualizer on the Leafs goals. And then there's a better visual for what I'm talking about with those goals against. Ryan Reaves. Let's talk about him. And I'm going to keep this brief because it's unbelievable okay, I have to get my thoughts collected here. Ryan Reaves is a plug. He does not belong in the NHL. He should be suspended 10 plus games for that hit on Darnell Nurse. Absolutely unacceptable. I don't care if he looked remorseful after the fact. You're in control of your body when you're going to make that hit. Ryan Reaves, it looked targeted. Whether it was or not, doesn't matter. It looked targeted, straight headshot. Darnell Nurse likely out for a little bit here. He was cut pretty bad, bleeding all over the ice, knocked unconscious. Ryan Reaves should be suspended 10 games. And if you're a Leafs fan, that's probably a positive because your team is better when Ryan Reaves is off the ice. Like, seriously, that's how bad Ryan Reaves is. He's one of the worst players in terms of metrics imaginable. He doesn't produce anything on offense. He doesn't do anything on defense. The only thing he does is try and fight Arbor Jackeye in Montreal. And when Jackeye doesn't want to fight, well, Reaves just kind of sits on the bench and he's like, okay, I guess I'm not playing tonight. I'll play 4 minutes. I am so mad at that hit. I absolutely despise it. And players in the NHL need to start, there's just no respect. It's just a disrespectful hit. There's no respect for each other in the game sometimes, and it really bothers me. I really hope Darnell Nurse is okay. I hope Ryan Reaves does feel bad. I hope he feels horrible, and I hope he's suspended for a long time. He's someone that still makes over $1 million a year for some reason. What a great contract he got. His agent should be, every player should be signing that guy's agent to negotiate contracts for them. Ryan Reaves, absolutely embarrassing, absolute plug, disgrace to the game. Get him out. Get him out. Get him out of the arena. Don't want him here. But now, let's go back to the Oilers. Just wanted to get my thoughts there. Of course, Leafs fans, you're going to have your opinions on it. I want everyone to share their opinions on it because obviously, there's going to be a lot of people even like, oh my God. This is me acting as a troll, by the way, typing on the keyboard. Oh my God, you don't like physical hockey. Go watch PWHL, blah, blah, blah. As if you're disrespecting the PWHL for some reason. Like, that's really good hockey. Like, clearly you have never watched a PWHL game if that's what you're going to put in the comment section. I put out one tweet about Ryan Reaves and I had the trolls coming in and, oh, this isn't ringette, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Get those hits out of the game. If you think hitting someone in the head like that is acceptable, you're not a hockey fan. Plain and simple. Get out. Don't have time for you. That's my thoughts on that. Well, let's get to the goal visualizer. Let's look at the 3-2 goal, or sorry, I keep calling it the 3-2 goal, the tying goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So this was the play where Evan Bouchard threw it up the middle. And a lot of people were like, oh, well, unlucky it hit McDavid. This is where I disagree. So Bouchard, he has possession. The Oilers are still down low, and Toronto, look how aggressive they are. They have 3 forwards in. What Bouchard should have done right here, he's getting pressured. All Bouchard has to do is spin back, maybe reverse it. Or if you really don't have a play right now, if you don't have a play, look at this. Toronto clearly wants him. They want him to make a mistake here. There are 2 players that are pressuring him. Yes, you can put it off the glass. It'll come into the neutral zone. Toronto will still gain possession, but you might allow a couple players to go for a change. You might allow yourself to get back into a defensive posture. That's not at all what happened. Bouchard, he rifles it, and I think he was looking for Jeff Skinner here. If he wasn't looking for Skinner, that's way too hard of a pass to Connor McDavid. It goes off of McDavid, comes right into the slot, and Emerson late reacting, Corey Perry late reacting. Obviously, there's nothing they could have done on that play by Bouchard, and then a nice shot by Matthew Nyes. That goes in. Skinner, again, you want a save there. Yes, Bouchard should not be making those plays. He's better than that. We know Bouchard is better than that. We've seen him be better than that. Horrible defensive play by Bouchard. There's no reason for that. You learn when you're 6 years old. If you don't have a play, just put it off the glass and out. Does it make fans like me mad sometimes because I would rather you keep possession? Yes. But at the end of the day, you're holding on to a 1-goal lead, off the glass and out. Unacceptable. And then Bobby McMahon's goal. So this is the one that was on the breakaway. McDavid tries to throw it towards the goal, and it goes off of, it looked like Nuge. It was hard to tell. Puck goes by Bouchard. Now, Bouchard, he's not skating hard. And then here's Skinner. He understands. He reacts. He's like, okay. And Skinner, look at Skinner. He came out almost to the hash marks before he started to back up. Would Skinner have beaten him here? Probably not, but I don't know what Skinner's doing. And then, of course, Skinner, he's way too far out of the crease. All McMahon has to do is do a quick little deke. There's nothing Skinner could do because of how far he was out of the net. It was a horrible reaction by Skinner and a really bad back check by Bouchard, too. Again, it's one of those things where fans are going to be like, oh, what do you want him to do? Look like he's hustling? Yes. Look like you care about getting to the puck before McMahon. And at home, he almost got to him, but Stuart Skinner here, like, he comes so far out of his crease, man. There's no reason for this. And, some goalies, they can come out. If you're going to come commit, man. You got to commit. Flying poke check. If he's going to score, take him out at the legs and make him do a front flip. Dominic Hasek, I forget who he did that to, like years and years and years ago. There's a clip somewhere of it on YouTube. Obviously, I'm not advocating for taking someone out at the legs and hurting them, but do a flying poke check. Come out, make the play with the puck. Try and get to the puck first at minimum. Stuart Skinner did not do that. 3-2 Toronto. Luckily, Draisaitl, he tied the game late. Puck came out to the left side or the right side of the net, and then he just kind of put it in the open cage. And then the overtime winner. Again, this is a situation where you want Stuart Skinner to make the save. Draisaitl tried to pass to Connor McDavid. Would you have liked a shot there? Maybe. But if that puck had gotten through, I think it would have been a nice opportunity for McDavid. And then they're both getting back on the back check. Marner with Tavares. Do you think Marner's going to pass? Usually, Marner's not much of a shooter. He usually does defer, and John Tavares has been very hot. So Stuart Skinner might be thinking, you know what, maybe he's passing. I would buy that and believe it if Skinner looked like he wanted to push off to the right side of his crease. He gets frozen here. He's way too far to the left. He has that lower blocker open. It's a nice shot by Marner, but again, you want a save. And I'm going to show you something that's really telling with the team right now and their confidence in Stuart Skinner. And maybe I'm overreacting to this. But after the OT winner, you know how players will usually come off the bench and, you know, you'll have a few players go to the goalie and give him a head pat. They'll give him a stick on the pads, even if the team loses. McDavid, Draisaitl, Janmark jumps off the bench here. Look at the Oilers. Nobody coming off the bench is skating towards Stuart Skinner to be like, hey, don't worry about it. I think this team right now is pissed off that Stuart Skinner is not giving them any saves, and I wouldn't blame them. I absolutely wouldn't blame them. And again, maybe I'm overthinking that. Maybe that's just something that I'm overanalyzing. But the team needs to close these games out. And for the Toronto Maple Leafs, again, congrats on the win. GG's. Leafs fans, GG's. Hopefully Ryan Reaves is never in the lineup ever again, because that would be a good thing for your team personally. I think your team is much better with him out of the lineup. And like I mentioned, the Oilers lost this game when they did not score on that 5-minute power play. You think they would have come out and tried to win it for Darnell Nurse. They have no killer instinct on the power play. It's unfortunate. They were 1 for 2. Toronto was 0 for 4, so at least the Oilers killed a 5-on-3. Their penalty kill did come in clutch. That's a good sign. You need to find a way to win these games in regulation. That's pretty much it for me. That is my general post-game thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, tell someone that you love them. Fight like a kid. Fight like Ben. As always, I'll see you all in Montreal Monday morning for the pregame report in Montreal. I'm very excited. Take care, everyone. Have a good night.